Hi, my name's Jillian Allan and I'm the mum of two young people who both have a learning disability and they both have autism and a few other diagnoses as well. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about our experience as a family with getting their education, health and care plans. So because my children both have quite complex needs, they started off years ago when they first started at nursery. They had a statement, which is what it was called then, a statement of educational needs. And then a few years ago, the government decided to change it from being statements into being education, health and care plans. And to be honest, I wasn't sure how that was going to be for us and whether or not it was going to help the kids, because let's face it, that's what I care about. I just want those things to be the best thing possible for the kids. But we actually found it to be quite a positive experience. And I have to say, in my opinion, the education, health and care plan has been much better for my children than the old statement was. And I would say that the main difference is the statement was just about education. So it looked at their learning and it looked at sort of what they were doing in school, and it was totally focused on that. Now, my kids both have a severe learning disability, and absolutely what they're learning at school is really important. But for me, it's just one piece of the puzzle. It's not everything about them. It's not the most important thing about them, certainly. And with an education, health and care plan, there's the care section, which looks at any care needs that they've got. And so for my children, they need quite a lot of therapy, they need speech therapy, and they need OT, and all of that stuff. We could talk about actually what their needs were and what kind of therapies they needed. And there was a place for that in the EHC plan when there wasn't really a place for that in the statement. The other thing, which I think is really good and has been good for us, is there's the care bit of it is about social care. So it's about, I suppose, what your young person needs in terms of how they're living in the world. Are they getting out and about? Do they need support to do that? Have they got friends? Have they got a social life? That kind of a thing. And for me as well, that's so important for people in terms of having a happy life. And certainly for my children, they need a lot of support with that. So the fact that there's a place in this plan that focuses specifically on those social care needs is really, really great. And the other thing I suppose which I like about it is there's a section at the start which is where you as a parent, you talk about your child and you say what they like, you say what they don't like, and you also talk about the future and what your hopes and aspirations are. And ideally that section is something that the child does themselves, because it's their hopes and it's their dreams. For my kids, I needed to write that section for them, but I tried to be their voice and put that bit in. But it was just lovely to have the chance to think, do you know what do I want for them? You know, what do they want? What do they want to be when they grow up? And how can we support them to get there? So to sum up, I would say generally, for me, for my family, the education, health and care plan has been great. It's been absolutely great. I feel it gives a much better picture of who my kids are, of all the things that they can do really well, and of all the things that they need help with. And that has meant that the people who are working with and supporting my kids have a much better idea of what they need. And we've got a plan that says actually what they're doing well and what they need help with and how are we going to help them with that. So I have to say it's been quite a positive thing for us.